If you want to make video content that actually grows your brand and your bank account, then keep on watching. In this video, I'm going to share the framework that I use with all of my clients and students to turn followers into clients. It's called the Magic Framework, and you're going to learn each step. Even if you have a small audience, you can make a huge impact with your content online if you follow these steps. You need it to be magnetic. It needs to build authority. It needs to create growth. You want it to make an impact and you want it to convert into sales. If you can make your personal brand and your online content feel like magic, it will be profitable. By the way, if you're new around here, I'm Shana. I'm a video producer, video marketing coach. I help entrepreneurs get visible, posting confident video content fast and easily. So hit subscribe and that bell for notifications so you don't miss a thing. Let's dive into each of these individual steps of the Magic Framework. Step 1 is magnetic. You really need your content to be magnetic for it to be profitable. And if you want to do this, you need to learn how to draw your ideal customers in. This is a huge focus that I have with all my one-on-one clients and in my group coaching program. Your magnetism comes from your messaging and from your presence, like how you show up on camera, what your personality is. You want to draw people in, showing up as the most you version of yourself as possible, because that's going to attract the people that would really want to hang out with you in real life. And it will repel the people who are like, I could go without being friends with that person. This is something that a lot of clients of mine really struggle with before they come and work with me. Everyone wants to be liked and to be well liked by everyone, especially like in our profession, in our business. But we have to remember, go back to high school times, like who would you want to sit with at a lunch table and who would want to sit with you? You want it to be people who genuinely want to be there with you, right? So if your content is attracting those people who are like, oh my gosh, I totally vibe with your vibe. I want to be friends. Those are people who are more likely to want to buy from you than someone who's like, I don't really like the way this person presents this information, or I don't think I'd be friends with this person. You don't want to work with that person. That would be a nightmare client. Let them go their merry way, and then the algorithm learns that that is not the type of person that you want your content to be served to. So it actually does you a service when it repels those people from your content. You don't want your content to attract everyone. You want it to attract people you would want to work with. By the way, if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my private podcast. It's going to give you a full breakdown on how to use your content to build your brand and your bank account. Step 2 of the Magic Framework is authority. You want your content to build authority and position you as the go-to expert online. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you don't want to just be posting attention-grabbing content or trending content. Sure, we can have that factor into our strategy, but at the end of the day, you really want to be known as the person to go to for your niche, for your specific ideal customers. And the way that you get there is by posting helpful content. Just start posting content about what you do and what you know. The second part to this is you really need to understand how to condense your knowledge into simple, concise, bite-sized pieces of content, because nobody's going to sit there and just watch you ramble. You need to get to the point faster, you're going to lose their attention. I always tell my clients that if you can record the same video with the same information in a 2-minute version and a 10-minute version, record the 2-minute version. Nobody needs to sit around and watch you for 10 minutes to get to the point of something you could tell them in 2. When you're thinking about being asserted as the go-to authority in your niche, there might be hundreds of people out there that do the exact same thing that you do, maybe thousands. If you're like me, that is the case. The reason that people invest in you when they find you on social media is because they vibe with you and your personality, your lived experience, and the way that you approach your business. They aren't just buying a website or creative direction or a house painting job. They are buying you and what you stand for. That's why you really have to make sure that you are showing up authentically in your content. Going back to that magnetic piece. And if you're stressed about giving away all your good stuff for free, don't. I think it was Amy Porterfield who said, if you go online and binge all her content, you can probably learn pretty much everything she has to teach, but you have to go through and piece it together, and you're going to get the fastest result if you work directly with her or take her course. You're gonna have people who do that, and that's just the way that it is. Ignore those followers, show up for the ones who are like, I want to work with you and get the full transformation of working with you. No one is going to get the full transformation of working directly with you or buying your products or services just from your free content, even if you are giving away tons of value. So don't stress about giving away too much. That's step 2. Let's move into step 3. Step 3 is growth. Magic content will grow your online presence. It'll grow your audience and your opportunities. So this isn't just about growing to a certain number of followers. It's also about the in-person opportunities that you're going to attract, because when you use the Magic Framework in your content strategy, you will get speaking opportunities, podcast invitations to present your expertise in front of other people's communities, because you are establishing yourself as that authority, which was the A. You could probably see it's all tying together now. My whole mentorship approach really can be broken down like this. Not everyone should create content the same. Not everyone should show up the exact same way. You might show up on different platforms than your best friend who has a business as well. What I always recommend to people to get the most and maximize your growth is to have long form content and short form content, and a platform that focuses on each of those. So for long form content, maybe it's YouTube, maybe it's a podcast. Short form content, maybe it's Instagram, maybe it's LinkedIn. It all varies based on your business. I am not a fan of someone who says, this is the cookie cutter way every single business owner should show up, because your business is unique to you. So magic content will help you grow. You have to understand how to leverage each of those individual platforms you're on. And that's where courses on Instagram and LinkedIn and YouTube all come into play. And that is all stuff that I offer inside my group membership, Video Magic. That's step 3. Step 4 is impact. At the end of the day, you want your content to make an impact and move people to action. So that means you can't just post value content. You can't just teach people how to do things. They can go to ChatGPT for that. They can Google it. Your audience wants to be moved to action. You need to create a movement. What do you stand for? With my clients, I'll have them write down what their core beliefs are. Life is better when you live big. The world needs more confident women. And you have the power to change your life. Those are my core beliefs, and those pop up throughout my content. Find what yours is and insert that in. Create a movement and impact around your content. That's step 4 of the Magic Framework. Step 5 is conversions. This is usually what people focus the most on, and they miss all the other steps. You want your content to convert into sales. In order for it to do so, you also need to pay attention to the M, A, G, and I of this framework. There are 4 types of videos that you can be posting across platforms. There's long form, which is your in-depth nurture content. It can also attract new people in if you're posting on YouTube or on a podcast. There's short form content. This is like bite size. You can get really creative and grow your audience really big, like on Instagram or TikTok if you're on there. Don't really recommend TikTok if you have high ticket offers. It doesn't convert for that. But if you have a book or if you have a $39 legging, that will convert on TikTok. There's also live video, which is a whole animal in and of itself. And it's the most transparent form of video that you can show up in, and it builds trust the fastest. But it also will get the least amount of traction, apparently. But don't ignore it, because it can help convert so well. I teach you all the strategies inside my group coaching program. The 4th type is stories. And these are different from short form video because they disappear after 24 hours. They're a lot more low stakes. Ultimately, you can leverage those 4 types of video to build your brand and to convert into sales. Don't forget, if you want a full breakdown of how to use video marketing to grow your brand and your bank account, subscribe to my new private podcast and do all the YouTube things. Don't forget to hit the bell and like and subscribe and all the things so you don't miss a video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.